you remember my imaginary friends?
You can't remember if your imaginary friends or the voices in your fucking head.
What's the difference? Do you remember what you would yell to me when I was off in my own world?
Gert to Gert.
Where are you, Gert? Earth to Gert. Gert. Earth to Gert. So I'm starting a podcast, and that's the title.
Gert to Gert.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Earth to Gert. There's a meme that I share whenever I see it that says, "Shame dies when stories are told in safe spaces." I have learned firsthand that there is something very healing about sharing our stories out loud with others. Today's episode is the first half of one of those conversations. Today, I bring you a conversation with my big sister, Kim. She is honestly one of the funniest people that I know, and I have wanted to get her mic'd up for years, and she did not disappoint. From hilarious stories from our childhood to brave and honest conversation about the most traumatic event in her life and the correlation that has had with her daughter Reagan's anxiety. And to no surprise to anyone that knows her, she even takes over as host and has me opening up more about my insecurities and that time I passed out in Hannaford. Thank you, Kim, for your bravery, for your vulnerability, and for sharing your story with us all. And thank you all so much for listening. Honestly, thank you for listening. And I'm sure most of you already know her, but if you don't, here is my sister, Kim. We're recording live on location tonight. Where are we?
We are at my residence, the place that we grew up in,
And we are sitting where?
at my kitchen table that my daddy built.
If people were to look at this right now and see us, what would they think you were to me? What do you think your neighbors think of us?
Oh, that you might be my girlfriend.
Am I?
Sometimes you serve that purpose. I mean, I've never had a girlfriend, but
Yeah, I would agree. All right, anyways,
no,
that's
okay.
not the real introduction. Okay, ready for the real introduction?
Kimberly, Kathleen.
How do we know each other?
Oh, well, I mean, you're my sister.
We are sisters,
Yes,
not
we are.
lesbian lovers.
That is correct. Neighbors,
But
if you're...
what's your first memory of me
Ooh,
that you can think of?
that's easy. It's kind of like I remember it like it was yesterday. So I must have been what? When you were born?
I was born in 80, so you were
but, you know,
five
math
and
don't...
you were
don't math with me. Mr. Shaver, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Okay, so... Yeah, like when I was 5, Mom and Dad sat us down on the couch and said, "Guess what? You're gonna be a big sister."
They did not.
Yes, they
did not.
It was.
They were excited.
Oh my God! Like, yeah, we didn't have gender reveals back in the day, but they were like, "Oh my, I can't wait! And you're gonna be the best big sister."
You
ever.
are making all of the times that I cried last summer about feeling not wanted. You never once thought to tell me this story? Or are you totally making it up? You are making it
I
up.
kind of rehearsed that. It's just
Okay,
a little
good.
funny. And you know what? I forget that it was like triggering to you. God, wow. So, what a great freaking introduction to.
I think that is perfect to show my therapist on Tuesday. So what is your first memory of me? For real. What can you remember?
For real?
For real.
One of the first, maybe, was in the bedroom. Weird.
Why did you say it so weird?
I don't know, it meant like something weird happened in the bedroom. Nothing weird happened in the bedroom. I mean, lots of weird things happened in the bedroom, but not.
Oh God! So what what happened in the bedroom?
And if we're thinking of the same story, like, I don't want you to think that I think it's weird. I thought I didn't mean like any sexual stuff.
I literally have no
Okay.
idea what story you are thinking
Oh,
of.
okay.
I'm assuming you're thinking about this bedroom upstairs that we used to share when we first moved into this house.
Yes. And
So what memory are you thinking of sharing that room?
So it's like when I walked in, there was the bunk beds that Dad built,
Yeah,
and
I remember
you were
them.
like playing with a toy shovel, and you
Okay,
were talking to Jennifer, and like you.
this is the story I was hoping you would tell.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping this was your first memory of
Okay,
me.
I
Okay,
was-
go ahead.
And
And what did I do? Who was I talking to on my phone?
you were talking to Jennifer, which I don't recall how old you were, but you did have a friend named Jennifer at the time, and I doubt we called her Jennifer,
I don't think
but it was.
I mean, I sometimes call her Jennifer now, just being a jerk, but no,
Well,
it's
yeah.
usually not Jennifer. Maybe it was back then. I don't know. I could see Chris calling her Jennifer back then.
Okay.
So maybe. So I was talking to Jennifer, and what did I say to Jennifer?
You very sweetly asked Jennifer to marry you. I was like, oh, that's cool. Mom! You'll never guess what this old asshole's up to now. You thought her playing in the dirt was weird. Wait till you get a load of this shit. Oh, I'm just kidding. That's not my first. It's just for the humor. No, I'm.
No, that really is.
And I think
So that's like the first memory that has been told.
Well, and I think
The earliest.
and
like-
that is like a legit.
That's a story that has gotten told my whole life.
Yeah, so it's not like.
So yeah,
anything
you
that I
guys were all shocked when I came out.
What real? I was.
The other story I imagine you telling was my imaginary friends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell them or no?
Oh, well, definitely John Hoffer and Juggles. But I don't-
And Jennifer was one of them.
well, Jennifer, yeah.
So we don't, so they were my friends and I played with them. And then
I had real friends to play with, but
when I was off in my own world out in that sandbox, that's where the whole Earth to Gert thing came from.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of a child from a psychological standpoint off in their own world, what might you think is going through that kid's head?
That's a very
Like from a-
broad.
From a clinical standpoint. There's one word that jumps out to me and that has always jumped out to me once I like sort of understood it.
So repeat the question, please.
So you got this kid out playing out in the sandbox, playing with their imaginary friends, completely off in their own world where they're like completely out of touch with reality to the point where their family is yelling, Earth to Gert, where are you? What planet are you on? What do you think is happening within that child's brain to be off in that? You think that I was just like a creative kid and just off in my own world? Or do you think that maybe I was...
Oh, wait, don't answer it. Don't say the rest, because now that you say that, I feel like it was a mechanism in which you shut your brain off and kind of created your own, I feel like, honestly, your earthy to girthy, girty,
Girthy! Oh my God, I get
what?
called Girth at work all the time.
Oh, cute.
Anyways.
Yeah. But I would say, like, looking at the two kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, where you're shutdown mode, tune out mode, was that a coping mechanism of me and Joel, like, whatever, putting up with my shit, me being an asshole, was
The chaos of my environment.
chaos of your environment, but some kids are, like, different, though, just because could have that side of you been explored maybe a little more, like, just because, I don't know.
Like, should I have been explored to see if I had, what did Dad say in my intro? I didn't know if it was imaginary or
Voices
or the
in your
voices
head.
Right, should I have had the voices in my head explored
Well,
at 4?
from a clinical standpoint, you were really
So the word that comes
too young.
To my mind is disassociating.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, yeah. Yeah, and so I disassociate very, very well.
For the last 3-4 hours, you disassociated. Anyways. All right, that's all I had for the intro. Do you have more for the intro? Oh, no, I forgot. Who are you? So we know that you're my sister, but who are you outside of being my sister? Well, actually, who are you outside of being my sister and Reagan's mom?
I still have to say that I'm Ryan's mom first, obviously, even though everybody knows that I'm Reagan's mom because she already introduced that.
She did.
So yeah, and thinking about this question, I thought, do I go in chronological order? Because I feel like the current me is in a very similar place with Reagan kind of at this time. I'm finding an identity because everything's always kind of in a transition stage lately. And so I often joke, once Ryan was born, I no longer was, me. I was Ryan Collier's mom, which, I should have named Reagan Stacy because there was a really cool song about Stacy's mom, but don't worry, Reagan knows that I changed
Reagan's mom has got it going on.
I digress. But yeah, so
Who are you outside of being their mother, Ryan and Reagan's mother?
like, that's obviously my biggest, like, freaking claim to fame. So it's really kind of funny because Reagan right now, we were just talking about this the other day, she literally is 25 years old and like 6 months, so 25 and a half. So I was 25 years old and 2 months when I had her. So literally, like, looking at where she is right now, living her life, that not just through that perspective. And like, many times she probably said, oh my God, like, I don't know how people do it, working full time. And like, I couldn't imagine having kids right now. And then I'm like, damn, I had 2 kids at that age. But, like, that's not that you forget those, how hard, what those days were like. But anyways, I don't even know. Get me back on track, Gert.
So you're a volleyball coach, stud. You owned your own volleyball club for a couple years.
A couple.
Yeah.
Wow, just a couple.
Just a couple.
I mean, a couple would be like 2.
What about now? Do you have an identity outside of volleyball? I think that's the biggest
Well,
thing that
number one, basically, when Reagan graduated college, finally, like it had been my identity, the volleyball mom identity for so many years. And I still carry that identity, obviously. But then I also lost the group of like friends that we went through all that kind of
that
volleyball.
social aspect to it all too, right?
Right. So I think like, the Hudson Falls volleyball moms or the volleyball moms in high school, obviously. But then you have different, group of friends for club. And then you have, different, obviously, groups for whatever. High school.
High school work.
Yeah. Whatever.
Right.
So, transitioning, but you always had a built-in, I always said like kids, entering college, having a, playing sports, having, built-in support system. Same with the moms, dads, parents.
Right. Community and connection in general. And then when you lose that piece of it, you lose that aspect of community and connection. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So now, currently, it's really cool to be the parent of adult children, kind of rocking that world. I think that's really pretty fun. But I'm also doing a lot of things now for the community.
And do you have any certain roles, titles that help serve that? I don't know. Do you want to say? You don't have to say.
Oh, I mean,
Can I say that my sister's a councilwoman?
absolutely.
All right. My sister's a town councilwoman.
Usually when I meet people, I ask them where they live.
See if
And
they're
then
in
if
your
they're-
jurisdiction.
Thank you. Or my new thing is like, oh, you're my constituent.
Oh, that's a good word.
Jurisdiction if I was like law enforcement.
Right.
Yes. But yeah, that's big. So the community stuff is fun. The Tuesdays on the Hudson was super fun.
That was so much fun. I can't wait to do that again.
Yeah.
When does that start? In July, right?
Yes. I'm a grandma
Oh, you are?
to a grand dog. Yes.
He's the giant beast that
Yeah.
people might have seen in my video.
Uh-huh.
I liked in that one, like that birthday one that I posted for myself, where the start of all the dogs was Migo when he was a little baby, and then at the end of the video, it's him like tackling me, and he's 7 feet tall. And that was less than a year of growth.
So yeah, I got that going for me.
And I know a role that you're embracing,
What?
the sports aunt.
Oh yeah, I did really good in the fall.
You did sort of good. You made it this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been really fun because so that fall there that I quit,
Retired.
rewind, that I retired from coaching.
We
It was
pieced
kind of
the
like
fuck out from that.
I did, peace out.
Listen to your nervous system. It's not serving you.
It was.
It's not serving me.
It was.
For me, it was like I had 2 kids.
Yeah.
Bonkers. How did I ever think I could even try to fit that in? And it was, my nervous system just was shot. It got shot. That's I think part of the contributing factor to me passing out in Hannaford, just like of my cup being overflowing. And then like that moment in Hannaford just being all too much, and just because, you know what I mean? I was already so high in fight or flight.
Did we, the moment in Hannaford, I know you've referenced it a few times. Do I recall what it was, what the trigger was? Or do you know even, or it was just, you were
So
or wasn't it a trigger? It
it
was more physical.
What happened was, I always wondered how I would tell the story. So,
Hashtag
royalties. It was fall. Let's, because they say environment is a big cause of why my nervous system was fight and flight, right? Like everything that I was doing in that time period. So it was fall. Fall's the busiest time of my life with my children, with their sports. And I also tried to coach volleyball on top of being a parent and watching their sports, right? I also was trying to date at that time. So I was just one of those times of life where you're pulled in 17 different directions, and I was constantly living in fight or flight. And that morning, I was trying to do laundry, and the thing wouldn't work, and it was pissing me off, and it took forever, and I was so angry. It was like a kind of anger, like I really wanted to punch something kind of anger, just because this thing would not work and I could not do my fucking laundry. And
for
I was
reference, where were you living? For context for me?
right where I am now. This was just, it was a few months after I moved into this place. And I just was sort of pissed at the whole like technology aspect, and that everything's either the fucking, like, why can't I just put quarters in this fucking machine and get it to work? Like, I gotta rely on this electronic thing that's not connecting to the server, and I can't load the card, and I can't get my app to work either. So I was really angry. And so I think I finally got it working, and I went to Hannaford, and I think this was a Sunday. My kids were coming back on Monday. I don't get paid until Wednesday.
Okay.
So I'm at Hannaford. I've got my groceries for the week, and I swipe my card and it gets declined. And in that moment, for whatever reason, because I had enough with the cash that I had in my pocket and the money I had to switch, or like the money I had between two different cards, like I had it. But in that moment, I was like, I have no money until Wednesday, and I have the kids, and the kids always require money. And so there was just this like split second of like panic and rush of adrenaline, and the tunnel vision happened. And I remember I was at the self-checkout, grabbing the thing, and everything just going black. And the next thing I know is the lady, the Hannaford lady, she's like, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. And I wake up enough to tell her how to finish the transaction for me. And then I give her enough information to call the person that was with me across the street. And the Hannaford lady called that person. And then I hear, so while I'm down there at one point, there's a lady next to me screaming, "Are you diabetic? Are you diabetic?" Just like, I just remember her like screaming, and I'm like, no, I'm just poor.
Stop right there, because very good segue into somebody only said that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Okay. So.
Oh, I thought we were segueing into your trauma with
yeah, but no, I want
diabetes.
you to finish your story.
No, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So then I hear at some point other people coming, and they're like, we watched the camera, she hit her head, hit her head. So when it was going down, I hit my head on the self-checkout thing. So they called 911.
Good.
And then the person that I was with came and met me at the hospital.
So at what point?
That's when I saw, and I was like, stay tuned, I might be coming to see you.
So at what point did they finish the transaction? Or
they did finish the transaction. I think the person that I was with obviously took my groceries home for me.
Or were they like,
no, I definitely got
us?
No, they finished the transaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before they called the ambulance.
So I was just laying
Or
there.
I know you were probably, and it's funny how sometimes you think about sometimes where my thoughts go, but like while you're like, oh my God, coming to, like all I remember is like, please, while I'm down here before I ask for help, can you please finish the transaction? You know, make sure
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I'm
make
good
sure I
for
pay for
it,
my
like,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's another piece like that I talk about. Anxiety is like the financial anxiety, like that financial stress. That is huge. And so just because my my nervous system was in complete fight or flight. So I went to the hospital. It was fine. They checked me out. I
Yeah.
didn't end up having to go to the crisis center.
Good. So it's funny because I was thinking like that was the triggering moment into why you decided on the current lifestyle of, where you're living and the entitlements, benefits that you chose to receive.
Oh,
for
gosh,
the
yeah.
reasons why you chose to receive them.
I didn't know we were going here tonight.
No, I don't want to say that.
No,
but
I've always wanted to go there because yeah, absolutely. It was in the
but
process.
I thought it was before you were at that place.
No, I was in the process of being there. I'd only been there a few months or a few weeks. I moved in mid-August, and this was late September.
Oh, because I was anticipating that.
So I
that
just
would
but yeah,
help
that
a
was
lot, like with that
yes.
we had.
So that has helped with my healing 100%.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like at the end of coming off of a huge decision to go into affordable housing and leave the house that I was living in and swallow that sort of
Stigma.
Sigma. So I have the privilege of financial security now, so starting the fall of 23 is when I really started to really heal things. And then a week after passing out in Hannaford, my counselor was like, yo, I'm doing this training. Want to be my guinea pig? Oh. Yes, absolutely. And then through that winter, I sort of like planted myself in that apartment and hibernated and didn't leave. Because I moved in the fall, the end of the whatever. And then, it was right when I moved in. The weekend I moved in, volleyball started the next week. So I really didn't get to be in my apartment until November.
Right.
So, yeah, from November.
Where were you all that time?
Huh?
Where were you all that time? I mean, I know that it's kids' games, but...
Kids' games, volleyball games. What do you mean, where was I? Where wasn't I?
I don't remember her being at volleyball practice very often.
Baby daddy showed up enough. Volleyball daddy? Is that what I was called? What was I called?
Baby daddy.
Yeah, I was a baby daddy. I showed up enough, please.
You showed up, Gert. I'm just kidding.
And there was a lot of flying from one to the other, so like that rush, that adrenaline, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know. I do. That's why
trying to leave Whitehall and get to practice or get to the freaking gym. Right. Yeah. All right. Anyways, we digress.
Right. We always do. All right. So we did
I passed out in Hannaford. So we got talking.
Yeah, but that wasn't part of.
We sidetracked from who you are into me passing at Hannaford and being on food stamps.
My clinical diagnosis of that would be deflection, but I don't.
You deflected or I deflected?
Oh, I deflected. How did it?
Oh.
I'm your
I think I just took over. Anyways, go ahead.
I was sitting here like, oh, I thought this was about me. I thought I was the person that was the guest here.
Thanks for letting me tell my story. Now tell me yours. Who are you?
Oh, my story. No, I think we kind of talked about who I am. I think I forgot to add in like, there's plenty of times like I go to a wedding or a funeral. I don't have to tell anybody who I am. I said, oh my God, you must be Spanky Collier's daughter. And then I'm like, who, me? Then I know, there must be these lovely dark circles under my eyes. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that.
What do you have to say at funerals and weddings? These are my sisters, Gert.
I know.
Because nobody remembers us.
No, well, I wasn't going there.
They definitely don't remember me.
Well, yeah, a vast majority, you're right. But I was going more like, sometimes you feel like, oh, you like know, not like you know more people. Because that sounded very conceited of me. More like, I don't know, why do I have to introduce you to?
I don't know.
Or is that why?
Because we're anxious fucks and you were like our extroverted person.
Yeah, but don't you think don't you say that I'm an anxious?
You're far more social than I was.
So that was like more of a social anxiety, because I definitely feel like tonight I think you feel like I was anxious tonight.
Oh, well, I don't want to diagnose or tell you how you feel, but...
Or what was my presentation?
You felt anxious tonight.
Different than my
No.
typical?
No,
Oh.
I think you're always anxious.
Okay, so it's not off my baseline then.
No.
Okay, all right.
Nope.
Okay. All right,
I think you're always anxious. That's also why you're my second guest on my podcast is that apple didn't fall very far from the tree. This is maybe the segue. Can we segue?
That was a good segue.
Are you done introducing yourself?
I
You have
think
more
so,
to say
yeah.
about you?
No, I mean, obviously, as you can see, I could go on and on and on, but I think you'll do a fine job of representing who I am. And
I think you're doing a fine job of representing who you are.
well, thank you.
All right. So I have a question. You are the mother of my first guest, episode 3, Reagan.
Correct.
What came first, Buddy or her HIV? Do you remember the chronological order of those events?
Definitely Buddy, I think. Definitely Buddy.
Buddy was first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about in regards to that is like I don't think in that conversation with Reagan we really captured how debilitating that time period was for her. Do you, or like, what is your perspective of her going through that?
Yeah, no, it was definitely like, debilitating in the sense of at that time, I can't say that I understood irrational fears, but I was working in a field, I understood kind of like a line, right? You draw a horizontal line in the air, and on one side is like, it's an extreme. So one side is like hyper, it's like kind of the hypo. So like some of her irrational thoughts would be like, all right, I get it. I get maybe why she thinks this way. At that time, not really understanding, or I don't know, I don't remember what my thoughts were at that time. Because I'm thinking, I have a timeline of before and after a certain event. So I don't recall Buddy, and I don't know at what point to introduce this almost aha moment that I had. But, so literally like the timeline of events when my traumatic, is that what I'm going to call it? Like what do I call it? So when, I'm sure I'm jumping ahead in the question of is like, when did I first recognize maybe my mental health? Right?
Yeah. That was on my list, yes.
Is that how you worded it, or was it worded differently?
No, that was how I worded it to Reagan, but yeah, I did know that.
Refresh my memory. I'll come back to the debilitating piece, how it relates to Reagan.
Yeah.
But
The timeline of events.
We said last night, because is that when it was? Whatever. So we think that she was about 12, right? So Reagan would have been 11 when everything with Doug happened. So how, obviously her, the phone calls stuff and the, obviously the medical diagnosis.
That moment in Reagan's life, the HIV and all of that happening around the same time you were going through one of your, or maybe your biggest, most traumatic event of your life. And so we've talked about it and referenced it just a little bit. So how much do you want to get into about that?
Let's do it.
Do it? Do it.
Do you have like a set of questions that you can get me started?
So I have you know how like all last summer when we were outside and we would have a moment and you were like, wait, is this EMDR? Is this EMDR? So this is not EMDR.
Oh.
But
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes. All right, are you ready?
I sure am.
Close your eyes. I want you to think of training room at Saratoga Bridges with Clark as your trainer. That first time you had to go through that CPR after Doug died.
Okay.
What was that moment like for you?
I think I tried to do the group class for the recertification. And I think I had what I will describe as a panic attack, just because I knew the content would be heavy and be, like triggering, revisiting, obviously, like you go through it. But I think, I don't know how long I lasted. Anyways, so I think I dipped out of that. And I don't think even at that time it was like I wasn't like isolating or what's the term that sometimes you say? Disassociating. Like I couldn't, like there was nothing that like I couldn't, I mean, I disassociated from the whole event. So, but that would make me, I say that I didn't disassociate. That would make me relive the whole event. So,
Right.
Yeah, I had to peace out on that. And yeah, so then I was like, hey, I obviously need a job. So I know I need this certification. And so I emailed the lovely Clark and I'm like, hey, any chance that we can do like a little, individual class? And he was super wonderful, accommodating. And I don't even know how long it lasted. Like we did the kind of.
So you physically had to demonstrate
Yes.
the giving CPR. And
yeah, but not only did I have to demonstrate to show competency of that, I had to like sit through the reading material, the discussion about it, the how you respond when you arrive on scene, the blah, just every single step of everything.
Right.
And then you have to watch a video about it, and then you have to have a group discussion about it, and then you have to practice in front of people and perform the steps. And you can't tell me this isn't EMDR because my eyeballs are twitching like a son of a bitch right
So
now.
listen, if you like do this
Tapping,
butterfly
yes.
tap. Look at me
Yep.
for 1 second. Open your eyes for 1 second. Do this.
Yeah, I will in a minute.
While you're telling the story.
Is that why you told me to close my eyes?
Yeah.
Because you know how I roll?
Yeah. Wait, where do you feel this in your body as you're telling the story?
This?
Do you feel anything in your body as you're telling the story? When you're reliving that moment, are you feeling anything now?
Yeah, in my heart. My heart is like. So I feel like Reagan expressed this, but this is kind of the. mostly in my gut. Like that's the problem. And then I feel like I can't like sometimes swallow, or it'll be like I'll have this like my throat. Oh, and Reagan with this whole like sometimes my level of I can tell where maybe it's my nervous system, maybe it's my whatever. Like sometimes I can't take a deep breath in.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Feeling that now?
Yeah, like I'll get to a point where I can't take a deep breath in.
Yeah.
Where did I leave off?
I think maybe if you want, tell why.
Oh, I want.
Tell why this.
Oh, so CPR, blah blah blah, and having to demonstrate competency or whatever.
Yeah. Why was this a panic-inducing moment for you? Why was this such a triggering moment for you?
Oh, like tell my story like as if it's never been told.
Yeah, because has it ever been told?
It has not ever been told. Well, it has been told to you, maybe.
I don't know that I know it all.
I really didn't know that I would have this reaction. Is it because I've had 2 glasses of wine?
It might be, or it could be just because it's a very triggering conversation and it's something you've never really talked about, and you don't have to talk about it.
It's good.
I can generalize it for you.
No.
I
I want you to prompt me, but I just want to I knew then this is good. Like kind of whatever. Just let me. We don't even have to retake. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be. I'm just what?
Nothing. I'm controlling my.
Oh,
because it's also emotional for me
Thank
as
you.
well. And I know if I lose it, you're gonna lose it even more. So
right.
I am, and this is really good for me because I plan to have many conversations like this. So I can't be crying through all of them. All right, that was the first half. What an absolute honor it is to sit with someone as they do that hard work. Next week, Kim settles in, like quite literally settles in and shares with us the rest of her story. Thank you, Kim, for your bravery and for sharing your story with us all. And thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you come back next week to hear the rest of our conversation.